And hello everybody. I apologize, but another day with no intro because we're trying to find out, welcome back, if it makes any difference on the monetization front. So good morning and welcome back everybody to another episode of the Last Minute Laura Morning Show. Hi everybody, I'm Laura. For those of you who don't know, this is the Last Minute Laura Morning Show. We get together every morning, Monday to Friday, to have our tea, to get our day started, and just sit and chat together for a little while we're all stuck in isolation. So, good morning. I hope that before we get started, you will hit the like button. It helps the channel grow and I really appreciate it. And if you're new, subscribe because we get together every single morning, like I said, and it's a fun time. So, that's that. You should definitely join us. And if you're feeling extra sassy and you want to support the channel, Patreon, link down below. It's an easy way for as little as $2 a month to support the growth of the Last Minute Laura channel, which is great because right now we're working on a natural dye downstairs and it actually looks like it took some pink. The avocado looks kind of pinkish orange. Thunder, what are you doing? Why are you licking your feet so much? He just ate. Whenever he finishes eating, he always licks his feet. Let me say good morning to everybody first. Hey, Katina, good morning. Good afternoon, or good evening, I suppose, Maddie. Good afternoon, Frida. Good morning, Candace. And good morning, Dina. Good afternoon, Jenna. The reason I'm distinguishing morning and afternoon is depending on the location of the people I'm talking to, just in case you're watching this later. We've got people from England, people from Bali, people from Sweden, people from Holland. We got lots of different locations. Okay, let's see. It's so hot here right now, by the way. Good morning, Amber. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Well, I'm glad you're back. Gertrude, good morning. And I think yay, the singing back. I wish we could bring the singing back, but we're trying to see if it makes a difference to the algorithm if we don't sing the intro, but I'll sing throughout because you can't stop me. Sometimes I sing things. Drinking my homemade chocolate milk. I'm having, oh thank you Maddie, love my hair. It's so freaking hot outside that I can't even handle having my short hair down. It's already 21 degrees Celsius outside, but in the house it's gotta be 28, 27. We're not turning the AC on yet because I like being hot even though I complain about it. And Alex likes being hot even though he complains about it. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I'm so confused. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, 8:10 in the morning. Sorry I was a little late. The internet was giving me issues. Good morning, Whisper. Nice to see you this morning, Barb. But yeah, it's very hot. It's going to be very hot today. It's supposed to go up another day where it's going to feel like 38 degrees Celsius here, which I welcome it. Oh, it's awful and amazing at the same time. It's hot, but it's sticky. No storm, Jenna. We didn't get any rain, no storm, no let up on the temperature. The lowest it went down last night to was 19 degrees, and that was only for like 2 hours, like between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. We slept with the windows open to try and cool the house down a bit. Downstairs where Alex's office is, it's pretty comfortable. It's probably like 21 degrees down there. As long as you're okay, good to see you. Jenna, I've just been so busy, haven't even looked at the Discord either. I haven't looked at the Discord since yesterday. I mean, like, I do check it, like, often, but I mean, I just didn't because I was so hot and I was dyeing wool, and something really exciting happened yesterday, something I want to tell you guys. Oh my god, I hate being hot. AC set on 19, but it's about 22 outside swimming. Nowhere to swim right now. No public pools open. Also, I can't go in a public pool. I'm allergic to chlorine. But my grandpa's pool, he has a pool, but it's not open yet. Busy as all heck, found out that dyeing roving is not my thing. Good to find out, kind of crappy that you found out after making a big order of it. What are you going to do with that order of it? Maybe there's a Sadie in the market for more roving. Okay, so here's the exciting thing. Yesterday after work, I went outside and just moved some more rocks. We have big, huge rocks like this big surrounding our garden, and I haven't gardened, so it's mostly weeds and like a few perennials that were there because the person who lived here before us. Ah, I'd be sleeping in your cold room if you had no AC. Mind you, would have to do a bug sweep first. Yeah. Although downstairs, like where Alex's office is, it's cool. It's like comfortable and cool, and the floor is cold, so it's nice. Um, anyway, I went outside and I was moving these big stones from the perimeter of my garden to to like surround where we want our chicken run to be. So we have a shed that's going to be a chicken coop once we like build it into a chicken coop. Right now, good morning, Scrappy. Right now they are living in a chicken tractor that has a coop in it. So um, they're gonna have like their own real coop eventually. And our neighbors came by to see the chickens yesterday, and they want chickens now, which makes me very happy. Because if they have chickens and we have chickens, then maybe one of us can get a rooster, and then we can have a rooster, which would be fun. But anyway, we were putting these. I thought you went back to sleep. Oh, I didn't see on the Discord, but good morning, Sandy. Wonderful wood nymph. Ooh, a wood nymph. I could be a wood nymph. Felt that I was in a rut in this lockdown, needed some time to give my head a shake. Makes sense, Amber. Oh, dyed 300 grams of it, letting it dry, and then sending it all to Sadie. Oh, I'm sorry that it's not working for you. That's frustrating because you bought so much of it. And I did whisper, haha, well, you're back now. Sorry, I'll finish my story after I get caught up. It's going to be some sought after yarn colored by you, spun by Sadie. Ooh, fancy. True. And good morning, Nancy. Oh, Nancy! Where are they? Hold on. I think I left them in the kitchen. Hello? Oh, I put them here because I knew. Look what came! Yay! Nancy, it came! The needles, the sewing needles. So my hand sewing will now actually be safe and effective because Nancy sent me these hand sewing needles that are going to be sharp. I'm so excited to use sharp hand sewing needles and embroidery needles, and what am I trying to say? And the thimble so that I won't hurt myself. Sorry, it's really hot in here. It's hard to concentrate. And I'm also drinking a hot tea because I am a genius. Good morning, Crystal. Nice to see you this morning. All my fabulous yarny friends. Aren't they fabulous, Sandy? Hold on. Your intro says Monday. I'm living with a different calendar. Oh no, does it? Well, am I surprised that I left the Monday part the same? Let's change that right now so that if somebody comes in, they're not going to be like, are we watching an old stream Tuesday? There we go. Another hot day, another dress, another handmade dress. That's the title because that's where I'm at. It's so hot and there's no way I can wear jeans today. Usually in the summer, I'm pretty comfortable wearing jeans. Hot drinks cool you down. That's what you were meant to drink. Oh, so this hot tea is going to help. My machine needles just arrived as well as more interfacing. Ooh, that's exciting. Oh, that's melted chocolate. I forgot. I'm eating my mom's Twix bars. Okay, so the shedding rubs my OCD the wrong way. Well, better to just stick to yarn if it makes you happy. Might as well do a thing that you like. And Nancy, I'm very much looking forward to sewing now, and it's going to be a cold day soon on 4 days from now. How hot is it? It is 20, let's check. Inside it's hot, outside it's also hot. It is 19 degrees Celsius right now, but it's going to be 29 degrees Celsius today before the humidity. It's supposed to feel like 36 to 39 today. So So it's a hot day. It's like a real people hot day. Like it's like I'm with you in the it's a hot day kind of thing today. Oh no, I stay away from sharp things. You gotta learn to sew, then you'll be surrounded by sharp things. Good morning, Lori. Nice to see you. First thing is Sven's curtain, and following that with a couple of masks and then project bags. I have to do masks too. My sister and my mom both requested masks. Did you like working with Knit Picks wool, or do you like dyeing with Briggs and Little wool? I don't know that I can tell the difference yet in the dyeing process, Maddie, I'll be honest. Although I am dyeing a Briggs and Little skein at the same time, so when I'm washing them out, which is today's job, I'll let you know. I'll let you know in the afternoon. And Lori, the avocado did let a little bit of pink in, not as pink. 66 degrees, it's gotta be hotter than 66 degrees. No, it's definitely hotter than 66. It's gotta be like 100. It's like at least, it's more than 60. It has to be. It's gotta be in the 80s. What is, okay, well I'm, inside the house is definitely hotter. Let's see what 29 Celsius in Fahrenheit. 84.2. Okay, so it's really hot where you live. So nothing compared to your temperatures. Well, it feels hot. It's been cold here, so it feels a lot. It feels like a lot of heat. Or yours. So, okay. I'm trying to tell a cool story about my chicken coop. Amber, true hot drinks cool you down. Well, we're gonna find that out. Because I'm freaking hot right now. I spent all yesterday working in the smithy. Feels so good. Sanded off all the skin, on the tip of my thumb, and didn't notice until the oh no! Until the sandpaper turned a funny color. A red color? No. You were really close. Yeah, 29 is like 85. It was 84 point something. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, so I just Googled it. Okay, so yesterday I was moving big rocks like this big, and making like an outline for how big I want the chicken run to be. And it's very large for how few chickens we have, but I decided to go a little bit larger in build so that we can have more chickens in the future. So, yeah, so made this big outline with rocks, and then Alex came out and started helping me move stuff, and we started moving logs. We have like this forest, and there's these huge pine trees, like 100-foot tall pine trees, and it looks like the previous owners cut down probably 2 of them and didn't remove the wood. They just cut it into like big stump logs, like about that high, and they're all about, like, the smaller ones are about that big, and then the bigger ones are like this big. So we started rolling them and loading them into the wheelbarrow and bringing them to where the chicken coop is going to be. We lined the back of our yard with these large stumps, and then we had this we had this rolled up fence that we found in the forest, this rolled up orange fence, and we were like, it's probably broken, something's probably wrong with it, let's unroll. It was exactly the right length, plus probably 20 extra feet to go all the way around our large run and around the shed. So we put up this fence. Alex put in, they're like garden stakes, but they're made of cast iron. They're like 10-foot long garden cast iron stakes. They're about that thick. And he hammered them into the ground, and then we put the fence up. I mean, like, it's like rustic. It's not like we installed a fence. We put a fence up. And then we put rocks on one side, and then stumps on the other side, so that the fence is like held up at the bottom, and then it's held up at the top by those garden stakes, which are like every 5 feet, and then Alex zip tied them all the way down. So there's like, it's a pretty secure fence. Like, it'll survive, and obviously it's not like a installed chain link fence. It's plastic, but it's like a plastic snow fence. I would like think like a snow fence. Like, it'll keep things in and keep things out. And yeah, so now we have like a chicken run space to have the chickens run around without worrying about them escaping. It's not going to keep a coyote out if it wants to come out, but they don't come that close to our house right now. Obviously, yes, we have to worry because we've got chickens now, blah, but just for running around during the day, they have shade, they have shelter, everything they need. So yeah, that was a really cool thing. I'll take a picture of it after the live so that you guys can see what it looks like, because it looks pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, it looks pretty good. Oh hey Sadie, on a quick break, so bobbed in. Nice to see you. And I agree, I'm gonna need an isolated or indoor area for them in the winter. Agreed. The shed is going to be MacGyvered into an insulated coop, Whisper. So we have a shed that's about, I think it would be like probably 8 by 8 or 10 by 10 on the outside. And what we're gonna do is insulate the inside with like pallets. We have like a million pallets. So we're going to break them down so that they fit like inner walls. And then we're gonna stuff the pallets, because it's like 2 layers of wood thick, with insulation, because we have an awful lot of that as well. And then when we put straw on the bottom and straw on the sides, it'll be like a nice insulated room. And then we're going to install some shelving so that we can put a perch up there, as well as some, I want to have more than one nest box, because I want to have more than one chicken laying eggs at a time. No, you can't sit with me. It's far too hot for you to sit with me today. Your area gets freaking cold. Indeed it does. Luckily too, the shed is backed up against these 100-foot pine trees, and then they planted like additional shrubbery under the pine trees. So there's some really good insulation on 2 sides of that shed from wind, which is good. But yeah, we're gonna install a door that is not a sliding shed door, and we're gonna put in a vent, like a vent that you would have in the house. We're gonna cut out that space and then put it in so that there's a one-way airflow to allow it not to get too cold inside, but also to allow it not to be, hey, get, no way, Jose. Sorry, my cat's trying to be a problem child. But yeah, so that's the plan for the summer. And I told Alex that was what I wanted, and I was maybe a little passive aggressive, slightly sassy about it, and he like pulled it together and built this in like a day. So now we have the rest of the summer to keep working on making it better, basically. And we're going to get a load more of boulders, rocks from my parents, from their big huge rock pile I've told you guys about. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty good. And are you still working on the shawl? Oh no, Katina, are you making the shawl too? No, yes, I'm still working on it. I actually have it right in front of me because I thought I would work on it while we were talking today. I'm not there yet. I'm still drinking my tea. But yes, I'm still working on it. But the pattern's actually written, so I can upload it into the Discord today. It's just like, you know, it's not gonna go up on my Etsy or anything yet. It's not like that quality yet, but it's all written, so I will upload it on the Discord today. So hot inside right now. Anyway, oh, bye Maddie. I'm a third of the way through my single. I want to get it plied tonight, fingers crossed. I believe in you, Sadie. I want to get my yarn washed out, film that portion, and maybe set some yarn in to soak so that tomorrow I can do more. Thank you, Katina, I appreciate that. But it's happening. I'm not forgotten. I'm just an ADD person who let it get the best of me in this scenario. But it won't. It's not gone. But anyway, yes, it is good, Whisper. It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be very cool. Was going to, but not if you have enough. Was going to have enough yarn. Oops. Oh, to make the shawl. I didn't even know you had an Etsy. I mean, like, technically I have an Etsy. It's got like 3 patterns on it. Sadie, I can't wait for more dye videos. Oh, yay, me too. I'm having a fun time already filming one. Do you have any interfacing for the masks you have to make for your folks, Laura? I don't have interfacing, but I'm just doing the kind that, like, I'm doing like a 3-layer thick cotton. I don't know that it needs interfacing. I think it's stiff enough. I think. And I have super thick interfacing, like if I was doing some kind of like a collar on a shirt or something. But no, I don't have thin interfacing. Ooh, some Pellin 808, you scored some. It's like funny that it's called scoring it now. Like, I scored some elastic. I scored some cotton. Do you need anything else, Candace? Because I have craft supplies. Are you short on anything that you can't score? Almost forgot. Do you think that the shirt of Tinky can ship to Bali? I think it can ship anywhere. I imagine it can ship anywhere. Redbubble is like not central. I would give it a shot, Maddie. See if it works. It's just a beautiful shawl. I love the design and I want to make it because you designed it. Oh, Katina! Warm up my heart much. Okay, well that makes me feel nice and thank you, and it's going to be finished and I would love to see you make it, and that would make me feel lovely. Sadie, check out Big Cartel Squarespace and Shoplift? Do you mean Shopify? Shopify is from Ottawa. I met the guy that started it, so has Alex. It was not a big thing. Can we see the dyed yarn or not yet? It's still in the dye bath. It's like ready to be washed out now, but it's still in the dye bath, so I can't show you it yet. But no, it's gonna be still wet. Actually, it's so hot out. I'll hang it outside to dry. It might be done by 4 p.m. So if it's done, I'll show you in the afternoon live. If it's not done, then I'll show you tomorrow morning. I'm getting yarn from Whisper, and I think I will do the shawl too. Ooh, so fun! Yay! Well, I mean, like, yay, but also sorry. Sorry, everyone. Apologies. Apologies that I am easily distracted. It's like weather changes, and my interest changes, and then I have the shawl in front of me, so I mean, like, it's not forgotten or anything. I really want to use up all the wool so that it's one beautiful large shawl for like winter nights. That's summer nights. That's my plan. And it is a nice shawl, to be honest. Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it too. And what did Frida say? Not Shoplift, Shopify. Yes, Shopify. Shopify is a Canadian company run by a couple of guys in Ottawa. Your skins and pits are drying. I washed them up last night. Candace, I love you. Thank you. More skins and pits. I love you. Thank you so much. I love avocado dye. When will the yarn be priced for sale? It doesn't even have to be priced for sale. I can, like, it doesn't have to go up on a shop. If you want it, then we can just do it that way. Or do you want me to put it up on like a shop so that it goes through as a purchase? Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I don't know. You said the average is between 25 and 35, right? So let's just do something like that. And then it'll be a-okay. But I don't have to put it up on the shop if I already know that you're the one that wants it. And also, it's 3 different colors, Lori, because I dip dyed I have 2 skeins in 2 different dye baths. So it's like skins, and then the spot that is like the dye mixing, and then pits. So it's like 3 different pinks, like brownish pink, very pale pink, and then more of like a saturated pink. And by pink, I like, it's a natural pink, so I'll show you. You'll see it. And I can't wait till my Oliver arrives. Isn't that weird, Candace? I saw your message or comment. I don't know. Honestly, it was text from you. It came from one of the sources of how you can contact me. Somebody else bought an Oliver thing. Isn't that fun? Somebody else bought Candace's cat on something, which I think is great. Cool, I love it already. I hope you'll love it, Lori. But yeah, there's people now purchasing other people's animals, which I think is neat. I'm still wearing my apron. I was out checking the wool. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be washing it before the stream. I don't need to be wearing an apron right now. I'm not doing any apron work. I was using this one yesterday and today. I think it's so cute. I just heard a big hopefully that means there's an egg there. Lazy ladies, only giving me 1 egg every 2 to 3 days. Yeah, it's definitely not birthday cake pink. It's like soft, dusty rose. But it smells nice. Well, I mean, the dye bath smells nice. It smells like bark or something. This dog does not mind the heat, by the way. The cat and the dog are both just sprawled out all day yesterday, and they will be today as well. My Polworth fleece needs to hurry up. I want to start my fleece to jumper series. Ooh, that'll be cool. If your chickens get really busy, you'll have to crochet yourself an egg apron. And Candace, I would love for them to get busy. I would love to need an egg apron. That dress is beautiful. Love the fabric. Oh, thank you. Amber, this is 2 pieces of fabric. One front and one back. Or is it? Hold on. That's okay. It is... Oh, no, this is... Sorry. I went high class on this one. This is 4 pieces of fabric. So the skirt is 2 pieces, and then the top and the back are each a piece. And then I added an elastic in at the waist, and it's just... It's like I put out one of my dresses that I like and traced it and then cut this out because I wanted that dress to last longer, and I didn't even like trim my, I still see bits of thread coming out of this thing, but it's okay. It's just kind of like a farm dress. It's made of just cotton, and it's so easy because I can throw it in the wash with no issues. Bless you, or Robitussin. I need to go find Klaus on there. Klaus is not on there yet. No, Klaus isn't on there yet. No, it's not hand sewn, Scrappy. This was machine sewn. Would you want to be squirting out an egg on hot days like this? Absolutely not. I would not want to be covered in feathers either, though, Jenna. I mean, Candace. I would not want to be covered in feathers. Ooh, sounds good, Sadie. Oh yeah, the fleece to jumper, I think that's a really cool idea. And I'm excited, Barb, for the, yes, totally. I need to put Klaus up on there. I don't think I put Klaus up yet. I don't think so. I think I got Maddie's cat done, and Oliver, and I think Klaus and yesterday's dog are not up there yet. Your volume seems low. Just me? Hello? It's me. Is it better now? Amber, I'm behind messages. You're far from mad. Oh, I missed Amber saying something that's mad. Not you, Scrappy. Burr, 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 burr. Dave on a rave. Hi, Dave. Sorry that my volume seems low. There's not anything that's different than normal. Saving the best till last then, yeah. I don't know why it's low. Hello? Can you hear me? I don't know how to make it louder, but look, I'm gonna show off this dress so you can see it in full. So it's a big, thick piece of elastic that is sewn, goes all the way around the front, but the front there's no shaping, it's just a rectangle. See? But the elastic makes it appear like it has shape, but it actually has no shape. It's literally a rectangle with an elastic in it. So, there she is. I can hear you fine. Well, if Dave on a rave can hear me fine, then it must be perfect volume. Sorry, I have to like be a lady now because I'm wearing a dress and I don't want to accidentally show the internet. Give us a twirl. Well, I gave you a side twirl. There's that. When did you get back to work? I shall hopefully see you all tonight. Okay, bye, Sadie. Have a good rest of your day and we'll see you later. Oh, bye, Amber. You too. Have a good day. Okay, sorry, I need to eat this. It's staring at me. One of my mom's Twix bars. She gave me another large amount of these things. It's caramel, chocolate, and cookie. I can hear you. We just have our volume up higher than normal, louder when closer to the mic. Fair. Hello. When I'm far back there, you can't hear me as well. I'm gonna like sing something loud now and you're gonna be like, ah, freak out. Okay, so new chicken coop. I'm gonna let the toads go today because first of all, the water stinks that they live in. I've done water changes, so there's that, but it still stinks. The only thing that I'm bummed about is losing the duckweed, so I'm gonna try and keep some of the duckweed somehow. I'm gonna find a container that duckweed would look pretty growing in, and we're gonna see if I can keep some of it. But we are getting rid of the toad tadpoles today because they are almost toads. They still have tails, but they're almost toads. And we have this big, huge puddle outside. It's not a puddle. It's like it's always a puddle. Like it's a ditch that stays full of water. So it's not like it's definitely not a pond, but it's bigger than a puddle and it's permanent. Or at least it would have to drought for a very long time to not be permanent. Is the heat making the water stinky? Yeah, definitely it's not making it better. The snails are having a heyday, and there's these little tiny like crustacean things in the water, and they love it. They're having like a really good time swimming around. Like there's so many of them. The tadpoles are just kind of like waiting, I guess, to metamorphosize into frogs, toads. But still, not the chickens are bringing me so much more excitement, and the tadpoles are not like enjoying life here. I mean, they're not dying or anything, they're just not enjoying it, and they're gonna live the same life in the puddle, and I can visit them in the puddle. So it's not a puddle, it's deeper and bigger than a puddle, but it's like a ditch. So it's like 2 feet deep by like, I don't know, 30 feet. It's a long ditch, a long skinny ditch, and it's probably like 3 feet wide. It's like a long ditch, wiggling and wriggling in the woeful water. Pretty much. And I've done water changes. I've added water from outside and filtered water that like I let it sit out for a couple of days inside, like home water that way. Honestly, Frida, I'll try and catch one when I'm releasing them. They're fast now, and I can't see them in the water. They like hide really well now. I mean, there's a lot of plants in the water that they're in. But when Alex brings the container out and releases them, I'll try to catch a couple of them in a container so I can show you at 4 p.m. Hopefully that works. Won't the duckweed grow in the not puddle, not pond? Yes, it will, but I like having it inside. I like duckweed. I enjoy having it in containers around my home. Like I keep fish bowls with duckweed in them because I like how the roots grow. And then I put like a ball of moss on the ground of that container. So it's like the moss grows up, the duckweed grows down, and it's just really pretty. But I don't need any living things in it, you know? Except those crustacean things I was talking about. They're like the size of a fruit fly, but they're translucent, like very light. Hey Kat, nice to see you. And I saw your message. Thank you for that information about singing chickens. Sorry, I just read duckweed. Kat sent me some information about how chickens sing when they have laid an egg. So I'm gonna use that. But then you could take what grows in the puddle. Yeah, Jenna, if you like think about it, like if you like use logic, then of course. Oh, Candace, well I can bag some up for you. I will contain some for you because I have very many duckweed and it's organic, locally grown. I'm trying to think. There's another one, locally grown, organic. I mean, I don't know if it's vegan because it's housing tadpoles currently. It will grow in a bucket if given a chance. Well, I like it. It's pretty. I like how green the leaves are. I like the little roots it puts out, and I like it. I keep duckweed as a pet, basically. So I'm gonna plant more. I'm gonna put more. I like duckweed, and if you like duckweed, Candace, I can provide you with a large amount of duckweed. Well, I can provide you with like an aquarium's worth of duckweed. It grows really well, though. It does. It covers the whole surface of the water. Coffee delivery! Yay! Hello, Ola. Good morning. Really good. Not the best choice for a hot morning, but worth it. GMO-free duckweed. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful, organic, GMO free, locally grown, pasture raised, free ranged, toad fertilized. Yeah, my son gave me basically a small lobster for my tank, and my guys ate it too. Well, I thought it was going to be part of. Anywho, oops. Any new crochet projects coming? Breakfast. I mean, technically, I'm calling it my breakfast, but this is not advised. This is not part of a healthy breakfast. If you are a youth and you're seeing this going, that looks like a good breakfast, you're wrong. This is a dessert that goes with a tea, but it also has a whole bunch of sugar, and now that I'm a grown-up, that perks me up. I wish I could go to your mother's farm and buy yummy stuff. I have to go to my mother's farm and buy yummy stuff. She's selling all of her plants. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to... What do I do? Because she's selling all of them, and I want some of the heirloom tomatoes. Hello? I prefer lobster on my plate, steamed and with butter. It is yummy. It's definitely yummy. That's for sure. I love lobsters, alive lobsters. They're definitely neat. Although, are you talking actual lobster, or are you talking like a crayfish? Because to me, crayfish are just very small lobsters. No? Very small. But anywho, crochet project, Scrappy. I haven't done any in a while, other than the shawl, which I've been working on. Like, I do a row or two when I sit down and watch a video. Never had lobster, vegan now, so too late. Ugh, really tasty. Oh, you've never had lobster? It's so good. It's so good. Lobster's really good. Crayfish are good as well. Ah, I haven't eaten a crayfish before. No worse than muffins. I mean, I would argue that there is 5 times the amount of sugar in this. Ooh, scampi. So fancy. Crawdads down in the creek. I'm not from wherever they call them that. We call them crayfish, and we call it a creek. But we say a bout, which you guys think sounds like a boot, which it doesn't, but that's okay. Had lobster for the first time Sunday at a barbecue. Dina, did you die? Because it's so good. The only downside, and I'm on Frida's team for this, you're literally eating a full animal. Like, if they could serve it to me, just the white meat on like a plate, like a huge plate of just the white lobster meat, I'd be way happier than having to like break apart the actual animal to eat it. Like, that's the part I'm not a fan of in shrimp eating. Shrimp is like my favorite food. You know what I don't mind doing it in though is mussels. That's the whole fish too. You know, I'm not a fan of when it looks like what it used to be. My stomach is grumbling now. Yes, grumbling. I wish I could have lobster. I love lobster. When you go to Nova Scotia in the early or middle summer, it's lobster season. Alex and I went on a road trip, and we were very excited because in Nova Scotia they have lobster rolls available in a lot of places because it's close to the ocean. And oh my god, a lobster roll in season from Nova Scotia with Atlantic lobster from Nova Scotia. I must say, very delightful. Honestly, when we were eating it, I was like, there might be too much lobster on this lobster roll. That's how much lobster was just packed in. There wasn't too much. Obviously, I could have eaten it just separately from the bread, but there was more lobster than necessary for the bread. It was so good. Favorite fish? I really like seafood. So, like, I like a lot of seafood. Oh, they're intelligent. I can't eat them anymore. That's like octopus. When I like, they're smart little guys. I didn't know they're intelligent though. I know they live an awfully long time. Like if you don't murder them to death, then they live a long time. Okay, so Aside from the fact that fish are friends, not food, I like salmon, shrimp, lobster, crab, mussels. I'm not as big of a fan of like clams or what's the other one? Oysters. Not a huge fan of those. Like I'll eat them because I'll eat any fish, but you know, lobster and squid are awesome if cooked properly. I love a good calamari. Pretty much, I like eating fish. If somebody else, I'm impressed you can drool over seafood while eating chocolate. I don't have that. That thing that other people have where, like, if you talk about gore, like an animal you saw roadkill on the side of the road, those things don't interact with me eating. My brain has a line in it, and it's like, I'm eating this and thinking about this. It doesn't, you know? And immortal, Laura. Yeah, right? They're immortal. They just keep going. Clam Casino is so yummy. What's Clam Casino? Not too intelligent. It still went into the trap. Fair. The delicious, delicious lobster still walked into the trap and couldn't find a way out. Found a way into my tummy. Yeah, I don't have that thing. My mom has that thing. Like if you talk about a mouse in a mouse trap while trying to eat, it cannot compute. Or like an animal giving birth while you're trying to eat something that's meat. My mom cannot mix those two things, but to me they're not the same thing. Yes, same. I can watch Dr. Pimple Popper while eating because it's not the same. I'm eating here and that's happening there. Like probably I wouldn't want to eat a hamburger and physically be in the room watching a cow give birth. You know what I mean? But they're not the same thing. I like smoked haddock pie with mature cheddar cheese on top. That sounds nice. What else do I like? I like Chilean sea bass, which is neither from Chile nor a bass. But I do like it. I like whatever fish they served in Portugal. I don't know what the fish was, but the way they served it in Portugal, and it was at every restaurant, so it must be a common fish there. It was just like served as a whole fish, and it was really tasty. I like pretty much all seafood. I'll eat anything. I should say that. I will eat, if it's food, like if I'm not gonna just like eat dirt on the ground, but I mean, if it is considered food, I will eat anything. Ever. Sea bass is a winner. Sea bass is neither Chilean sea bass is not Chilean or sea bass. It was just named that to try and make it easier to sell because it's, hold on, Chilean sea bass. It was just named that. It used to be called the Patagonian toothfish. Delightful. It's a species of notothans found in cold waters, and they named it that basically to, it's like a perch-like fish. They named it that to try and sell it better, because Chilean sea bass sounds so much nicer than Patagonian toothfish. So, Lori, I love Dr. Pimple Popper. Me too. That's like my late night. It's not even a guilty pleasure. It's just like if Alex is already sleeping and I don't know what I'm gonna do, I'll literally watch that. Would you eat tarantulas or those big juicy worms people eat? In the context of if I am in a culture that is cooking that for me, I will not refuse it. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was somewhere and that was served to me, I'd handle it and I would eat that tarantula and those nasty worms. I'm not gonna cook tarantula because I don't want to interact with spiders, period. I only interact with them out of necessity. I appreciate the fact that they exist, but I do not want to touch them. So no, I wouldn't want to eat a tarantula. I wouldn't want to eat like crickets or mealworms or any of the, I'm not into the bug protein yet. I haven't wrapped my mind around it. Maybe it's just a cultural thing because in other places it's definitely a thing. But no, not yet. I'm not into the insect eating yet. I'm sure that someday, if it becomes popular here, I'll find a way. I've tasted crickets and mealworms. But I've also had to feed both of those things to my bearded dragon, so for me it's like animal food. It's like I can eat cat food, it's not gonna kill me, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about it. Never mind eat during it, you can't watch it at all. I like cod and haddock. I only like cod in fish cakes. My mom makes like Nova Scotia fish cakes, and I'll eat salt cod in that, but I don't prefer cod. Haddock is fine as long as it's cooked fresh. When it's cooked from frozen, it tastes very fishy to me. But that was also like the main fish my dad made when we were little was haddock, and it was like literally put in the oven and baked, and then there would be like sliced carrots on top. It was very not great to me. Um, My son will vomit immediately at the sight of blood. That sucks. It's funny because I used to do blood draws and IVs all day at work. I have had the school call me to pick him up because a child scraped their knee on the playground. Poor guy. It's like the kids that vomit when someone else vomits. So like somebody's sick and then another kid throws up and then another kid throws. Can you imagine being the teacher and being like, hold it together. The whole room smells like puke. Hold it together. Another reason why I can't be a teacher. I can't see eating a tarantula. They're just too fuzzy. I think that you like burn them off, unless you're talking about they're fuzzy like they're cute. But if you mean fuzzy like I wouldn't want those hairs in my food, I think it's like charred off, like with like pigs are fuzzy, you know? I have wondered that whisper. Alex, I'm gonna just out him, does not like blood either. He doesn't vomit. He just gets a little woozy. Good morning, Jay. Nice to see you this afternoon for you, or this evening for you, this morning for me. That's why I like them. Cod and haddock are a light white fish. Cod, I see, haddock has a nice texture, but the fishy part is what I don't like. Like, I like salmon, so there's that. I don't like puke. I can do poop way better than vomit. So gross. Lori, my soul sister, air high five. I can handle all the poop things, no problem, but, if it comes out of the face, I'm not a fan. I don't like snot. I don't like spit. I don't like vomit. I don't like any dry heaving. Ooh. The lady from the museum just emailed me. Sven's teacher did not believe Sven had an acute migraine attack that would make him sick almost instantly, and I'm talking exorcist puking. That was until she had to clean half the classroom. Well, Nancy, lovely chat topics this morning. Very, very, sorry, my leg is falling asleep. I hate spit and snot. Me too, right? It just got like all of the graphic. It's like, what animals do you like to eat? What makes you nauseous? He's getting my blood work and I watched the guy have to lay down to have his blood taken. We forgot to do that last time. And Alex got a little close to fainting. And by a little close, I mean I'm pretty sure he fainted. He's not great with blood, but I'm sure in an emergency situation, it'll be fine. Like if our kid got hurt or if I got hurt. Or I'll just drive myself to the hospital and everything will be fine. I'm good with blood. Blood doesn't bother me. Gore doesn't bother me. Like in real life, like I can handle it. I have to lie down to have my blood drawn. I don't mind or think it hurts. I just faint. Fair. Funny story, Dina. I thought I made the name up, then quickly realized it's a common girl's name. Poor kid. Oh well, he still likes his name. Tegan can be a boy's name too. I've heard Tegan before. I like that name. My niece's name is Tegan. Like Tegan and Sarah. The lesbian sister, they're sisters, and they're both lesbians, and they do music. Tegan and Sarah. I think my facts are straight on that one. Well, I guess he won't be in the delivery room with me. Oh my god, I want him in the delivery room with me because I think it's hilarious. Imagine me just pushing out a baby and then the doctors handling Alex. I think that's so funny. But at the same time. Ooh, tilapia. Tilapia. Alex's favorite, tilapia. He used to eat tilapia. How many times a week did you used to eat tilapia, Alex?
Every day.
Really?
No.
Every day. When he was bodybuilding, it was either dry chicken and rice or tilapia and rice. And he didn't eat like normal people quantities of tilapia. It was like he would eat he would eat 2 tilapia fillet like from Costco 3 times a day. So he would eat 6 tilapia in a day. This guy, I'm telling you, he was gigantic. Dave, I once knew someone who was scared of belly buttons and thought they were totally gross. They are gross. If you've ever like looked around in there, kind of weird that you have like a scar. Kind of gross. Not faint-worthy gross, but you know. Agreed on the topic conversation, but we do learn a lot from the variety of wonderful people here, don't we though? I remember Zara cutting her thumb pretty bad. It was a mess. The 999 operator stayed on the phone till the ambulance came. She was fine. Oh, poor baby. You guys have 999. I feel like ours should be 999. It's one button. You press it 3 times. Here it's 911. True, Dina. I was kidding about today's comment. Sort of. Sorry, Laura. I've not been around. I'm having problems with pain. I'm sorry, Jay. Is it better today? And also, that sucks. I hope it's getting better. Marco was on a higher amount, but Alex was also eating chicken, Whisper. So he was doing tilapia and chicken. I love watching surgeries. It was the best part of my job at the vet hospital. I watch animal surgeries, Lori. What is happening? Are we the same person? Because I do that. Like, I watch animal surgeries that I'm never going to have to perform, that I'm probably never going to have to experience in real life. But let me tell you, I know how to handle a breached mare. If a mare is having a baby and it's breached, you call Laura. I've watched enough of those for some weird reason. I could probably neuter a dog. I could probably neuter most farm animals. That's how many times I've watched that happen. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes hobbies and the content that I watch doesn't have to make sense. You could be my daughter. Well, good. Come here. You can eat my mom's food at her farm and we can perform backyard castrations for people. Nope, that sounds weird. We're happy to have you anytime. Hopefully you're doing better. Agreed. I agree with you. Jay, Lori and Dina, I agree. Glad that you're back, Jay, and sorry that you're in pain. Pain is the worst because nobody can see it. Like, whenever Alex has a headache, I'm always like, ugh, it sucks because, like, it's such a waste. Such a waste. A headache is such a waste. It's like if someone breaks their arm, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, that's really painful. But if it's pain, just, I have pain. All of my nerves are on fire. Nobody can see that, you know? The best thing was when we had an emergency dog with a cut on his head and the doctor didn't knock him out, so we had to hold the dog while we sewed him. It was awesome. I mean, maybe like mildly psychotic sounding, or sociopathic, not psychotic, sociopathic. Mildly sociopathic, that last sentence, but I'm in. I'll help. I'll hold the tail. Sorry about the audio. Let me turn that little lady on mute. There we go. Nancy couldn't take all the blood and gore. That's why I went into botany and mycology instead of zoology. And I'm happy you did, because you have so much information that I wouldn't have in my brain if you didn't share it with me. I'm not sure about where you are, but do you have snake problems on the farm? Even in the north, they're around, right? I mean, no, not problems. Like, this summer so far, I have caught 2 garter snakes, and both of them required me to look for them. Like, ugh, Candace, were you at least in shock so that you didn't have to feel that? Ugh, that sounds awful. No thanks. Oh, as a young child. So is that just trauma? That's just my childhood trauma. So the first garter snake was under a gigantic rock that Alex and I rolled over because I wanted to see if there would be any snakes underneath, and it was far from the house. And the other one was underneath our deck. Both of them weren't big enough to kill a rat. Maybe they would get a mouse, but like they couldn't cause any they were not a danger to any animal. Like, I don't think they could like maybe they could kill a chicken, but they definitely couldn't eat a chicken. You know what I mean? I should have been a vet or a tech. Well, still time. Everywhere in Australia has a snake problem in the summer. We don't have that many snakes. I mean, we do have garter snakes, but that's it. It's garter snakes and water snakes. I don't think we have any other kind of snake that would be around. But like, yeah, just garter snakes. We don't have anything venomous. Water snakes are venomous, and so are garter snakes technically, but garter snakes are not going to bite you, and if they do bite you, it's kind of comical because it'll leave like 2 little dots on your hand of blood with very little pain. A water snake will leave like mosquito bites on you. So you'll get 2 bites, like 2, not fangs, it's more like sandpaper hit you. It's not like 2 actual fangs, it's just like their mouth they have like little teeth that they're not sharp enough to really hurt you, but they are sharp enough to break the skin. And if you get bit by a water snake, it makes an itchy bite like a mosquito bite. Not a big deal. What did Frida say that I missed? Sweden's emergency number is 112, but it used to be 90,000. That's too many. That's too many. I don't know, but I love to watch it. Yep, Lori, I'm with you on that. As a young child, okay, what else? Not at all. Up and drinking, yelled at my mom for bringing me the wrong kind into the room. So, told her to get out. She said she could hear me scream down the hall with each stitch put in. Oh no! Poor baby Candace. Ow. Dave, so you can't swim in lakes? Oh yeah, you can, just don't chase after the water snakes. They're not real like in the water, they're like on the edge of the pond and they swim on top of the water. They're not like, they're like this big. They're not like a really issue. They're not an issue here. Hognose are rear-fanged venomous, so they don't do anything to a person. Just, yeah, like, we don't have anything to worry about. No, you can definitely go swim in a lake, no problem. It's just, if you chase after a water snake and you grab it by the middle, it'll turn around and bite you. I've caught many a water snake, but I just grab them by the head because they're just a snake. The only thing I don't like about garter snakes is they stink. If you pick them up when they're scared, they let off this awful musk smell, and it's not terribly unpleasant, it's just so Scrappy, going to get some outdoor time with the dogs before our scorching heat starts. Have a good one, everyone. You too, Scrappy, and we will see you in the afternoon if you make it. Mississauga rattlesnakes are in southern Ontario, probably not near you. I mean, Massasauga or Mississauga? And rattlesnakes, really? Like, maybe there's like 4 of them, you know? They musk you, yeah, not great. It's not a great smell. It's not my favorite smell. The wrong kind of pop to me in the room for a drink. The wrong pop. I figured you meant the wrong kind of drink. But yeah, nothing to really worry about in terms of animal pests here. We don't have a lot of, I mean, mosquitoes are like more dangerous than any of the snakes here because like West Nile and whatever else they carry. All the things. I don't think we have malaria here because it's too cold in the winter for malaria. I don't know. I mean, like, Canada's safe. Come live in Canada. Most of the time, the animals that live here aren't going to hurt you. How about that? We have rattlesnakes in Massachusetts in the Blue Hills, but I've never seen one in the wild. Okay, let's have a look. I'm watching you right now. Aw, Mallory, my sister's watching. Your dress is fire. Make me feel so nice. I love you. Call me at lunch. I guess I could just say it to the screen. Call me at lunch. I miss you. I miss you. My older sister, she's been so busy lately. We haven't been talking as much. Like, usually we talk several times a week, but it's like the only time we get to talk is for like 15 minutes in the middle of the day right now. And that is not enough time for me to vent all of the bull stuff in the world to her, because that is what we do together. Oh yeah, I was checking about the rattlesnakes. Canadian Venomous snakes. Let's see what we got. How many venomous snakes are in Canada? Wow, Government of Canada, that was really slow. You don't have to travel to Australia or India to bump into some venomous snakes. I love Canada. That's the first line on the website. The northern Pacific rattlesnake, found in interior British Columbia. Okay, that's our warmest area. 1.6 meters, that's a bit long. Their bites are seldom fatal, so probably if you've got like a weakened immune system. Oh, it is Massasauga, it's not Mississauga. The Massasauga, primarily limited to the Georgian Bay area of Ontario. Seldom longer than 75 centimeters, little babies. Found near water, they're not aggressive and will often remain motionless if someone walks by. It doesn't say that they're gonna kill though. And then we have a desert night snake, cool name. British Columbia again. Only 25 centimeters? That's a BB. Their saliva is slightly toxic, so again, not a problem. Prairie rattlesnake, southern Saskatchewan, fine. Seldom fatal. So we don't have anything like what you guys in the States have. You cold, you scary snakes. We have like not, like you're not gonna die. It'll just hurt, you know? The only thing you have to worry about here animal-wise is ticks. If you don't run into a bear, a moose, or a wolverine, or a lynx, or a wild boar. Yeah, we don't have wild boars here, and when I see videos in Florida of like wild boars, holy Toledo, those things are huge and scary. Wow. Wild boars. Crazy large animal. Anyway, we've got adders here in Holland. Ooh. An adder. I remember the Sherlock Holmes story. We used to have like a book on tape, and the Sherlock Holmes book on tape, it was like there was a adder and the dad trained it to kill his kids, so it would go into the vents and bite people that he told it to. Weird Sherlock Holmes story. Do you have moose? You must have bears there. We do have bears, but they're not here. They stay up north. And are you talking to me or are you talking to Frida? We do have moose, not anywhere near me. Again, they stay up and east, right? Mostly east and up. Like, they're in New Brunswick. An adder is a viper type snake. Such a cool name. Viper, adder. We've got like just snake. Crystal, my post said it was there. What did Crystal? Not yet, Frida. I am anxiously awaiting. And I have so much stuff to do today, but I'm sore all over. I could barely make my coffee this morning. I had plans to dye a ton of yarn and organize my office. Well, oh, hi, Valerie. Well, then do some yoga. Yoga will help stretch out those painful things, unless it's just like a pain disorder. If it's just from like working really hard and it's like your muscles are tired, do some yoga. Alex and I did yoga again last night. Wild boars equals dinosaur bacon. Very scary, big scary animals. They do not look like friendly. They have tusks. They can kill you. They could run you down, like what? Like here, all of the animals we have here, if you scream at them and run towards them and scream, they're gonna run away. Wild boar, not clear. Like a grizzly bear doesn't want to interact with you. A black bear doesn't want to interact with you. A moose definitely doesn't want to interact. If I'm going out at dusk, I'll be like skeptical that maybe a coyote will be coming by, but I've literally never seen any predator animal. Ever. The one coyote I saw was from the house. Dang it, Crystal. It's a pain disorder. I have days where I wake up and feel like I can't move. I was just hoping it would be like your muscles hurt from working yesterday. It's a pain disorder. That's the worst. You can't fix that. I can't make you feel better by giving you advice that you didn't ask for. Isn't that the worst when people do that? Have you tried chamomile? Have you tried rubbing CBD on it? Have you tried blah? Have you tried... Okay, if I'm telling you I've got eczema, you don't think that I've already done 450 things to do it? Sorry, that's Crystal, me just being like, Oh, you've got pain? Have you tried to eliminate gluten? Have you tried to stop whatever, you know, all the things. And any animal that feels threatened can be dangerous. Of course, but I mean, scream, look really big, and most scary animals are going to go away. Jay, I had a pet snake. I called it Alice because I didn't know if it was Alice Cooper or Alice in Wonderland. I mean, Alice in Wonderland, probably more dangerous than Alice Cooper. If you get a snake bite and you go to Wonderland, that's some crazy venom. What? The 19th? Oh, I know. I hope I didn't get lost or delivered to the wrong address. Hopefully not. I'm going to have to call the post office. Now I'm worried. Well, hopefully it's just at the post office. Crystal, no, that was not the right parcel. No, that was not the right parcel. Okay, good. Frida's got lots of stuff shipping, so. Oh gosh. This is a fun conversation. Anybody ever been bitten by something poisonous? Spider, snake, anything? I've not been bitten by anything that's a problem. Just mosquitoes and snakes. The occasional spider, the occasional bee or hornet or black fly. Nothing like dangerous. I don't think so anyway. I mean, obviously it didn't leave anything in my memory. I remember the first time I got bit by a garter snake. I was riding a bike. The garter snake I had caught. I wanted to bring it to my friend's house because that's what makes sense to do. And back then, there were no cell phones, so it was kind of like, I caught this, I'm going to bike ride to my friend's house to show her and her family. So I put it in a little container and I started biking to her house. I have very lovely ADD, and I decided about halfway to her house that I didn't want to have it in the container anymore. Still riding my bike, I took it out of the container and was handling it without my hands on the bike handles. I was just riding my bike, you know, like you do. And then it bit me because it was a bumpy ride and the snake was being held. What was I thinking? And it bit me, and then I fell off my bike, scraped up my whole knee, probably scared the daylights out of that poor snake. But, you know, got back up on the bike and went to my friend's house, showed her the snake and my scraped knee. Not bitten. I prefer personal pain. I hurt myself. I was labeled accident prone. Yeah. Yep. That happens. My whole legs are just bruised. That's just the way that I live. Stung by an anemone. What did that feel like? What's an anemone sting like? Crystal, it's probably slower because of that tasty beer that you drink in the summer. I'll give you the codes. Very good. And Crystal, my son, is allergic to bees. Oh, poor guy. The last time he was stung, he had enough time to yell out, "Bee!" before he fainted. Oh, poor guy. He's a sensitive guy. Little fella. I want to give him a hug. What's everyone making at the moment? Yarn. Dyeing yarn. That's what I'm doing. Dyeing yarn. I want to dye more yarn today, but I don't know what to dye with. Oh, I also dyed a skein in the rotting black walnut sludge. It's an old skein, and I didn't mordant it because it was pre-mordanted last time, and I didn't even soak it. I just put it straight into the black walnut bath, and it is on low heat in my kitchen downstairs, so we shall see. It felt like a bee sting, but I got nauseous and it burned. Weird. Isn't that weird? How did you get stung by an anemone? Were you swimming or walking in the ocean? And Jay, I haven't made anything out of crochet since the Whisper Stay Safe shawl, and this is how far I am on that. I'm just like doing one row every now and then. Actually, I can do a row now. I'm cooled down. Sitting down and chatting cools me down. Here's where we're at now. Oh, that's a good stretch. And as little as possible. If we move, we sweat. It's true, honestly. Sweat, not glistening, full-on sweat. That was us yesterday outside. I was like, oh my God. We were gonna do yoga. We were sitting in the living room and I'm like, I do not want to lie down because of like TMI. I don't wear very many clothes when I don't have to. And Alex doesn't either. And we were sitting on the floor getting ready to do yoga. And part of our yoga flow, the one that we watch every night, is like on your back. And I was like, I don't want my back touching the carpet because then it's gonna get, so I just did different yoga because I didn't want to. A saltwater tank I used to work. Cool. You were in a saltwater tank or you put your hand in? It's looking really great, Laura. Thanks, Jay. Sorry, I didn't even get to show you how cool it is. So it's like thicker towards the top, and then this edging is gonna go out for probably another 10 rows of that like looser stitch so that it can be like, well, it's not Australia hot, Jay, it's Canada hot, but I mean, it's hot enough that when I took this out of the fridge, it was not squished like that. I'm gonna check my thermostat and see what the temperature is inside. I'll be right back. Oh. Well, that's why it feels hot. It's 29 degrees in my home right now. I thought it was cooler than that. It's 29 degrees in my home. I have not turned on the AC yet because I will resist the urge to turn on our AC until probably July. I do not like using it. My brain works in pictures. Sorry, Laura, don't touch the funny arm thing. And, parcel is delivered. Mail actually told me which one it was. That would be nice. It was a saltwater tank. Very good. Lori with no warning? Like, Lori, don't touch the funny army thing. Jay, I hope it isn't lupus. Hold on. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Jay, looking great. How hot is hot? I hope it isn't lupus. Hope what isn't lupus? I missed something. And my son, hold on. Oh, sorry, I mentioned it. That's okay. That's what they think I may have. Crystal. What? I missed that whole thing. Lupus. I hope it's not lupus. We just found out somebody that we have in our life just got diagnosed with lupus, and they had been being treated for something else for like a long time. I was making a sweater with yarn that I got from Whisper. I did half the sweater and realized it's too small for me. I have to decide to frog it or give it as a gift. That's heartbreaking. I misjudged the distance. Well, I bet you didn't misjudge it twice. You know? That little anemone just trying to protect its home. Like, what is this big giant hand coming out of the sky? Attack, attack. I mean, attack. Laura, that would make me faint. I just can't regulate my temperature. Well, it's hot. It's definitely not like a comfortable temperature yet, but downstairs it's probably like 19 or 20 degrees. It's beautiful downstairs. It's just in this room for some reason. It decides that there is no insulation and instead it's like insulated the wrong way. Like it's a pressure cooker in here. Lupus is cancer of the blood, I believe. Really? I just know that who has it? Selena Gomez has lupus, right? Laura, it's known as the greatest imitator because it causes so many things that present as different diseases. Interesting. Well, Alex was tested for lupus because they were like, maybe you have lupus, and he came back negative for lupus. I mean, this doctor also tested him for HIV just in case, she said. Obviously he came up negative for that because, what? But they still tested him because they were like, we don't know why your immune system sucks. We're just gonna test you for a bunch of things. If he was a girl, they probably would have also just checked if he was pregnant because that's the kind of place they're at. Your body attacks healthy tissue and organs, believing it's foreign. Well, Crohn's does that, right? It attacks your bowels, believing that they are foreign. So everything hurts when you eat and stuff, because your body is like, I don't think this is ours. Which is so weird. Why do bodies do that? Like misjudge their own tissues? So bizarre. Like, I can almost understand it if you have like a transplant, your body being like, I don't recognize this organ. But when it's your own organs, your body being like, I don't know. I can't tell which one's mine and which one's not. Let's just burn it all. Like, what? Thank you for clearing that up. Yes. Oh, that's leukemia, right. We had a well in one of the tanks who would try, hold on. We had a well in one of the tanks who would try and get you when you did try to scrape algae. A well? What, is that the correct thing? Or what animal is that? Whisper, thank you for clearing that up. Very good. Lupus sounds hard. Yeah. I don't know how to spell it. Fibromyalgia. 28 degrees Celsius is my favorite temperature. For me, it's 26 and sunny, Jay. 26 is my favorite. You just said it, lol. Rheumatism of the soft tissue. Like, always test, exactly, like, always test women if they're pregnant. Like, oh, you have a broken arm? Let's just make sure that you're not pregnant. Let's make sure it's really a broken arm. Let's check for pregnancy. So dumb. I mean, fine, it is something that can happen to women, like, but when you're coming in for a symptom that is, anyway. I'm sometimes a little bitter about how doctors treat me. An eel. Okay, well, why was this tank in existence? Why was there eels and anemones in a tank where you worked? Yes, I have fibro as well. Oh my god, it's pretty common for people who have lupus to have fibro. Right, because fibro is like nerve problems, which probably just means like your myelin, something to do with the sheaths around your nerves has probably been eaten by the lupus, telling your body that it's not your body. Thanks for that, lupus. Appreciate it. Same with eczema and rheumatoid arthritis and what's the other one? It's not eczema, but it also has to do with your skin getting all jacked up by being eaten by stuff. Eczema and I don't remember what it's called. 20 to 24 and windy is great. My new doctor wanted to test for pregnancy because I'm retaining water weird, and I just looked at him. You're like, it's definitely not that. It's like when someone with an electric car and they're like, let's check the engine to see what the problem is, and you're like, it's not the same. It's just not the same. It's not, there's no issue with the motor or the engine or whatever part. I put a link in Discord to a video on plant-based dining. It's really interesting. Oh, cool. Awesome. Hey, V. Rosacea. No, it's not rosacea, but also, yes, that one as well. No, there's eczema and psoriasis. Psoriasis, eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus. They're all diseases. Fibromyalgia. They're all like autoimmune things that like, why bodies? Why can't you just do body things properly, please? Yes, psoriasis, thank you. But yeah, not great, not fun. Interesting that they are now noting that things like eczema and psoriasis are not just existing on your skin, but are also in like your bone marrow and stuff. I think that's pretty interesting. Because previously they were like, it's like a skin autoimmune disorder, but it's not, it's like in your whole body. Marco has psoriasis, not fun. He is my doctor, he has my medical records in front of him. I had cervical cancer, they removed the entire factory. And yet, just in case, let's just do a double check, huh Barb? Let's just give her a little check. See if there's anybody in there. Sometimes. Good morning, Abigail. Nice to see you this morning. By the way, good morning, V. Nice to see you as well. How's the queen doing this morning? Is she behaving? Is she sleeping? And how's the weather? Is it boiling hot for you? Because it is boiling hot here. Jenna, need a brew duties. 2 sides of the blanket border finished and the sewing in to do, and I'm done. Woohoo! I have still a very large ball of yarn. Honestly, if you guys buy yarn from Whisper, and you buy the, what is this, Whisper lace weight, or it's not DK, it's before DK, not lace weight, sport weight, sock weight, whatever this is called. 2 balls of this yarn is gonna make a gigantic shawl. I bet you 4 balls of this yarn would make a sweater, like not a airy sweater, like a real sweater, like a full, maybe 3 balls. I'm trying to think of like how much, you know? Look how pretty it is. Oh, I'm so excited to do food coloring dye whisper. What color should I do first, you guys? Probably I should invent Whimsical Woodland Fairy. But honestly, when I look at what I think the colors for Whimsical Woodland Fairy, it's almost the same as Hunter's Garden, which is Sadie's colorway that her son made. And it's like green as the main color, and then there's like browns and pinks and reds. Basically, it's like forest fairy. That's what I would like. My feet are currently so swollen I can't move my toes. Ugh, I'm sorry. That's an awful feeling. Swelling in your hand. I only have the experience for in my hands at this point, but swelling in my hands feels awful, so I bet swelling in your feet feels awful. Plaque and inverse. My arthritis and bursitis are autoimmune diseases along with my asthma and bronchitis, and holy moly, geez Louise. You're just going through it, huh, Dina? It's like one gets better and the other ones are still there. Whisper, that sounds painful and like uncomfortable. Being swollen is so uncomfortable. Like, yes, there's probably pain, and also, are you dislocating because of the swelling? I know when I'm fat, like my fingers get swollen, it feels like they're pushing, like there's like pushing. Not as bad. I hate the feeling of swollen fingers. Honestly, I would just like ice bath. If I have swollen fingers again, I'll ice bath because I hate that feeling. It's so uncomfortable and it's so like, it feels like tingly. Ugh. Sorry they're going through that, Barb. Not pleasant. Just have fun with it, Laura, and see what you come out with. I think that's probably what's gonna happen, and it'll end up as like a rainbow. Why food coloring? I started with that, but acid dye is more reliable. Just wondering. Well, Whisper does food coloring dye, and it looks so cool, and I want to try it, and I already bought the food coloring. Nope, when swollen, I do not dislocate my toes. I don't know, just wondering. It seems reasonable, but either way, I'm glad your toes don't dislocate. But also, I'm sorry that you have to feel that awful feeling of swelling in your feet, because I only know how it feels in my hands, and I would not wish that on people. You know how people say I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy? Like, there's not a whole heck of a lot that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, so I'm not going to say that, but like I wouldn't wish it on any of you guys for sure. Are you going to crochet a new sweater? Yes, Maddie, I need to crochet a new sweater. I need a summer sweater. I just haven't, That's the whole story. I don't have a good reason. Although right after this, I am going to go downstairs and film the remainder of my dye rinsing video, and then all that's going to be left is the overhead shot of, here we go. I've just never got any ankles. I'm sorry, Frida, that sucks too. Just swollen. Right now my water pills feel like they're doing diddly. Of course I didn't get much sleep, so not much horizontal time, so right now my legs and hands are swollen. I hate that. I hate that for you guys. I hate that for all of you. I'm sorry that any of you have to deal with any of that. Swelling sucks. I hate how swelling feels. Ugh. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I know I didn't do it, so I'm not sorry that, like, I didn't do it to you. I'm hoping I don't have that kind of magical power, but I mean, if I could, I would remove it for you. Not your fingers or your toes, just the swelling. Yikes. And then we skip one, then we go in there. Dina, such a bummer. Totally. And I used to wish migraines on my enemies till I had a gallbladder attack. Now that's my number one. Yeah, migraines, they ain't no joke. Migraines are no joke. Not getting water pills because, and I quote, you are too young for that. What are water pills? Do they dehydrate you on purpose? Like so that you don't get excess water going on? Sorry, one sec here. Sorry, sometimes I have to take a second and look at my stitches. My youngest sister has migraines. They're horrible. I've only seen like real migraines. I know that people say like, I have a migraine, but it's like, you have a headache. You're still walking around. You don't have a migraine. But I've only seen one real migraine in my lifetime, and it was my dad. He had a migraine like for 3 years. He had like a migraine every 6 months or like every 8 months. It was like a weird thing, and at the same interval, but not at the same time, he had like a sciatica back thing that would just flare up, and then for 3 days he just couldn't stand. You just had to wait for it to stop happening. But I remember when he had a migraine, it was like we all had to stay outside of the house because it was too loud if we were just inside the house. And also, he had to be in perfect darkness. The AC had to be cranked and nothing could touch him. And he couldn't have sound. Like if there was sound, he would be like vomiting. It was like not a joke. So when people are like, I have a migraine, I'm like, no, you freaking don't have a migraine. I have a migraine. It's not a migraine. That's not a migraine. That's a headache. That's a headache. That's a headache. Going, that's not a migraine. A migraine ruins your day. Water pills trigger the body to get rid of excess water. Ooh, that sounds like something I want to just have like the night before my wedding, you know? Just de-bloat me completely. I bet you bodybuilders use those. Oh, bye, Maddie. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. I bet you bodybuilders use those like the day or two before they show so that they're just like, what's it called again? Dry. So that they're... Alex? When bodybuilders are about to perform, what is it called that they look? They look dry?
Yeah.
Is that the right word? I feel like you've used a different word.
You can use dry.
What's another word for that?
A little like that?
Like when they look like they're like literally tight. They don't drink water the night before.
Yeah, I think it's dry.
It is dry? Well, I bet you bodybuilders use those water pills. It's funny that they're called water pills because they do the opposite of water. Sven has no spray medication because he can't hold anything down. Poor guy. That sucks too. Especially if you don't bring it and then you're like, I want to eat a snack. When I get a migraine, I go blind. Right, because it's like ruining your life. Because it's not just a headache. The worst pain I have is from pleuritis. It only lasts a few seconds, but I feel like a heart attack and takes all my energy not to fall to the floor. It happens anytime with no warning. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. How do you recognize if you were having a heart attack then? Totally agree. My dad had to lock himself in the attic for hours in complete darkness. Yeah, it's like a life-ruining thing. My stepdaughter's best friend is a bodybuilder. Over here it's basically pee pills translated. See, that makes more sense than water pills. Because it's not making water, it's eliminating water. Eliminagua, you know? Eliminagua. Water away. Sven becomes a shell of himself. Poor guy. Yeah. That sucks. Well, at least he's learning from you how to manage it early so that he can, like, handle it when he's older. And by handle it, I mean, like, just handle it. Why are we all so sick? Because the water is poisoned, we've polluted the earth, Chernobyl and Yagasaki? Is that right? Nagasaki? Nagasaki? The other place that had a nuclear meltdown. Basically, it's because humans are terrible to their environment, which means that all of the rest of us end up thalidomide, that, Agent Orange, that. Pretty much just humans are terrible to their environment and are surprised when it has lasting impacts. Like the fertility rate going down. People are like, it's like 1 in 4 pregnancies is now a miscarriage. Sorry if that's a trigger for anybody, that's not what I'm trying to do. But not 1 in 4 women has a miscarriage. 1 in 4 pregnancies is a miscarriage. So if you try to have 4 babies, like the chances are up there. Like a lot more people than you would think have had to deal with that. And it's harder for people to get pregnant, it seems, than it used to. Like there's a whole industry dedicated to helping people get pregnant. There wasn't. You know, I don't know. I just kind of feel like the world is poison. That's probably why everybody's sick with something. Also, there's more education, so instead of you just being like, I hurt, and people being like, that sucks, now there's names for things. It happens more frequently now, and I'm starting to worry about not being able to drive anymore. I don't want to cause an accident. Jeez. It goes away in a few seconds. It just feels like those seconds are a lifetime. If it continues, I would worry about a heart attack. Jeez Louise, that's terrifying, Crystal. That's awful. Yeah, I imagine. And Candace, I kept my mom's old hair dryer, the cap and hose type. I used it to lay down for hours with it on warm to try and loosen the veins or whatnot in my head. What about the veins in my legs? Anybody have any tips for those? You know the ugly ones? I have them all over the backs of my legs now. Why? I wouldn't put it past this government to put stuff in the water. I mean, I don't think it's on purpose, Jenna. I don't think anyone's intentionally controlling the population. I think that people are putting plastic and oil and garbage in the ocean, and then they're surprised when there are fewer fish. I think people are pouring toxic chemicals into the water so that they don't have to deal with them, and then they're surprised that it has an effect on the birth rate, like that kind of stuff. I don't think it's an intentional control or anything. Like I know people are like, it's mind control. It makes like it makes fully understood, you know. Possibly popping. Sounds great, Candace. Hold on. If I live, I know it wasn't one. If I feel the pain go to my back, I have to worry. It's, oh my goodness. Then poof goes Candace. Well, hopefully that's not a thing ever, Candace. I hope. I only have one neuropathy and I feel like I'm having a heart attack most days. Jeez Louise. I'm sorry, Candace. I hate that feeling. It's terrifying. It doesn't happen to me every day, maybe once or twice a week. That's still too many times. And Frida, I'm glad that something was funny because this is a serious time and we need some dog sneezing attacks. Aren't they the cutest? The reply was, you're all at home now, so you just haven't tasted it properly, to the water tasting weird. That's sketchy. Oh no, it's the same. Promise. Same amount of everything we used to have. Like, I'm cool with them putting fluoride in the water. I'm cool with them treating it with chlorine to make sure that there's no, like, botulism or whatever can end up in water. I know that fluoride is technically a, neurotoxin or there's something, like if you're ingesting straight fluoride, not good, but like in the water, it's not a problem. I'm just saying that the way that people are taking care of the earth is not with a stewardship attitude. It is not with an attitude that anyone will live after us. It's like with an attitude that we are the only generation ever, and hopefully they figure it out. That's kind of what it feels like. When I have a migraine, I have to take my prescription meds, go into my room, put earplugs in, an eye mask on, and I already have my window covered so it's dark. Yep, because it's not a headache. There should be like it's like one of those things when people are like, literally, I am so bored, literally. And you're like, well, not literally, like figuratively, because it's like, that's how people use migraines. I literally have a migraine. No, you figuratively have a migraine. You literally have a headache. Is fluoride the thing that's in toothpaste? Yes, it is. And they put it in water here so that we keep all of our teeth later in our years, I guess. but it's like a neurotoxin. If you were to like drink straight fluoride, it would be bad for you. But if you were to drink straight anything that's diluted for a good reason, it would be bad for you. Like, I'm allergic to chlorine. My tap water does not put me into anaphylactic shock. It's in like, the parts per million is like negligible. Sorry, I had to count if I did my chain or not. Anyway, and that's what I think about that. Okay, so what's the vote? Do we think that there is an egg in the chicken coop now, or do we think that there is no egg in the chicken coop? They have been stuck there, haven't let them out yet, so they're still in there, not in the coop, but they're in that chicken run. I usually have them just running around the yard. I love literally and using it literally. It's literally 29 degrees in my house right now. Figuratively, it's the surface of the sun, but literally 29 degrees. Literally, like, oh my god, literally. Blah. Language. Definitely an egg. You think so? Even though it's good for your teeth. So that's why there is toothpaste without fluoride. Yeah. There's toothpaste without fluoride because the anti... I don't want to use the word because there's a bunch of words that are like trigger words for YouTube now. The parents who believe they are making the best choice for their children by not protecting them against polio, they don't like fluoride either, most of them. I started a version of one of your sweaters. I'm using it as a guide to make my own. Oh, that's awesome. That's exactly what I hope people will do with them, because they're not really patterns, you know, they're more like guidelines. Like, here's how I made a sweater. If you kind of make something like this, it'll turn into a sweater. I'm glad. Crystal, I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. And you guys think an egg? 29 is cold. No, Dina. 29 degrees Celsius. Like 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I also like counting points up or down using a mix of letters and numbers. Counting points up or down using a mix of letters and numbers. Hold on. I also like counting points up or down. Like A plus? What do you mean? That's what I've done multiple times. I know, and yours look amazing. Oh, Candace, well guys, I'm off to try and do some horizontal positions. Put your feet up higher. Have to be up by 2. Be kind, drink water. You too, Candace. Have a good afternoon. Yeah, stay cool and elevate the legs. That's better, 85. A little warm for me, but still fine. Like A. Yeah. 2. I also think this. And right? Yeah, I do that too. Like, it's like definitely like 4 out of 10 right now. Yeah, Alex and I do that too, where you just like give it a grade. Maybe I'm doing numbers. Maybe I'm doing letters. You don't know. It really opened my eyes to the fact that I don't need a pattern for things. I can literally make anything with measurements, right? I know. If you're doing basic stitches, you don't need counts. If you're doing like what are they called? Like decorative stitches? Okay, then you might need some stitch counts. But for the most part, you can do things with measurements. If you're doing like half double crochet, any of the like basic crochet stitches, you just need measurements for sure. I'm glad that you're doing that though, Crystal. That makes me really happy. Hey, look, I finished 2 rows while we were talking. I'm gonna go now too though. Oh my god, it's already 9:46. Nobody told me. I'm supposed to leave here at 9:30, you guys. I have to let the chickens go run in their new little area, and I have to get water because I'm figuratively boiling hot. I'm literally just probably 37 degrees Celsius, 98 point. I'm probably like 98.7, you know? For the readers, today J.K. Rowling is releasing the first chapter of the Ichabod fairy tale and will be releasing a chapter or 2 a day of the book so kids can read it before it's released. Oh, that's nice. Both numbers and letters from 1 to 10. It's C hot. It's C hot. Very good. It's A hot. It's B. It's probably like B plus hot today. All proceeds go to the NHS. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wait, what? We were too busy talking about all kinds of odd stuff. All the best conversations are the ones about all kinds of odd stuff. Okay, well, I don't have any children in my life, but if my neighborhood kids come over, I'll let them know. They'll probably come over now that they know we have chickens. They came yesterday and they were very happy to chase the chickens around the yard and try and catch them. And I was like, the chickens are pretty chill, go for it. We're so happy to be with you that none of us watched the time. I mean, I appreciate that, Dina, but I gotta go. Have a good day. I'll see you this afternoon. Can't wait to see the yarn. I can't wait to show it to you. Hopefully it'll be dry by this afternoon. If it is, I'll absolutely show you. If it's not, then I'll show you in the morning. My son is going to be excited. Thank you for mentioning. Totally. The website's being launched in 15 minutes. Well, Whisper, can you share it on the Discord so that Crystal can show her kids? And also, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm now sweating. Like, sweat is happening. So I'm going to go outside, let the chickens run around a little while, get a big cup of cold water, and random, I want more purple hair. I support this, Frida, 100%. I will see you guys in the afternoon. 4 p.m. We're going to be back doing something, probably drawing because I'm still feeling like drawing, but it's also so hot here in the afternoon. Maybe I'll move the camera to somewhere colder. We'll see. Maybe I'll hang out in the dye kitchen with you guys this afternoon. We'll see. I love you all. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't hit the like button yet. Leave a comment if you've got a minute. I'm going to reply to comments, I think, at like 11 o'clock. So if you leave a comment before 11, I'll reply to it today. And if you're somebody who likes to support people on Patreon, I have a Patreon link down below. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.